Just like you can print multiple integers using just one printf statement by simply using multiple %d format specifiers, you can also read multiple integers from the user input using one scanf statement with multiple %ds format specifiers. Let's take a look at an example. So if we want to read multiple variables, we need to declare multiple variables. So how about we have one called first, one called second, and one called third. And then we should probably ask the user to enter some numbers. Please enter 3 integers. Okay. And then we have a scanf, and we simply put a %d for the first, a %d for the second, and another %d for the third number we want to read. And then after the format string, we put a comma, and the first variable with the ampersand sign in front of it. The first variable is first, and another ampersand second, and another ampersand third. So that means that the first number the user enters will be stored in the variable first, the second one they enter will be stored in the variable second, and the third one they entered will be stored in the variable third. So let's print out what the user entered and the values of these variables. %d for second and %d for third. And then we need to put in our variables first, second, third. Okay, let's check this out. Let's compile this and let's run. Please enter 3 integers. How about 5, 789, and 17? You entered 5 for first, 789 for second, and 17 for third. So that worked perfectly. I want to show you something else that's possible, however. So if we run this program again, please enter 3 integers. I could even hit the return key after each integer. So I don't remember what I just entered, 5, and then 678, and I am hitting return after each integer, so 34. And it still worked just fine. 5 for the first, 678 for the second, and 34 for the third. I could even do this in some kind of mixed fashion. If I run this program again, enter 3 integers, I could enter the first one, 56, and 32, and then hit return, and then enter a third integer here, and it still read all these integers just fine. What happens when C reads integers or numbers from the user input is it simply ignores white space between numbers. So as it gets ready to read the second number, it ignores all white space before the second number. We could go even a little bit further. If I run this program again, I could even put some white space in front of the first number before I even enter anything, and then maybe enter a 45, and then a bunch of more spaces, and a 33, and another space, and 75. And it still read all those numbers correctly. So when reading numbers, the scanf function ignores white space. So that's return characters, spaces, and such. However, let me show you one more thing. When I run this again, and this time I put commas between my integers, that's not going to be good. It read the first number just fine, but then it got confused for the second number and got a 0 there and the 0 for the third number because the comma confused it. In order for the user to be able to enter commas, you would have to specify that in your scanf format string. So we could do that. If I specify that I want a comma between these numbers, I have to put that comma right there. And then I could tell the user, please enter 3 integers separated by commas. And now when I run the code, compile and run, enter 3 integers separated by commas, I could enter 34, 76, and I could still put lots of spaces here. And there we go. And that worked again because the comma is now in the place where it was expected. So you can read multiple inputs all at once with one scanf statement, and white space is ignored when reading numbers.